Boris Johnson has a very special relationship with his own government's corona rules. Again, the British Prime Minister is the target of harsh criticism. Boris Johnson and isolation. It threatens to become a never-ending story, almost like Brexit. After the British Prime Minister had already buckled under heavy public pressure in the past when he wanted to circumvent the isolation ordered by his government after corona contacts in his own case, criticism is now reigning again. The reason for this is a tour of the Prime Minister through Scotland. Because, again, the Conservative corona contact person, and again, it is his own rules that he neglects, just like that. The Guardian cited a high-ranking government source which allegedly testified that Johnson was said to have had close contact with an official who tested positive for the coronavirus. This contact is said to have been so close that both traveled together on board an airplane that the Prime Minister used to fly from Glasgow to Aberdeen within Scotland. After landing, both of them attended a police training facility together. Now this official is isolated in a hotel in Scotland, just as the British corona rules provide. But these measures also include the fact that direct contacts must also be quarantined. Indeed, the Prime Minister's staff reacted and sent fellow travellers back to England, although they tested negative. Boris Johnson, on the other hand, did not interrupt the journey through Scotland. Instead, he met with the head of the Scottish Conservatives, Douglas Ross, and the MP Andrew Bowie, I guess it was. According to the government source, Johnson did not waste a thought on breaking off his own tour of Scotland. Johnson is now at the government headquarters in Chequers, where he has now gone into quarantine. For the second time within a month, he is isolating himself there for the 10 days in Great Britain after contact with a person infected with corona. Just days too late. Because of the high number of corona cases, so many people in England and Wales have again been notified by the corona app as close contacts of infected people than ever before. In the week up to July 21st, according to figures published by the Health Service, a record number of 689,313 contacts were pinged, who then had to go into quarantine. In the previous week, there were 618,000 contacts. The app kicks in when users have been in close proximity to someone who has tested positive for a certain period of time. The pingdemic, as the phenomenon is called by the British media, has caused considerable disruption in Great Britain in the past few days and weeks. Because so many workers were absent, supermarket shelves remained empty, garbage cans full, and trains were cancelled. You know, probably my old videos on that one. In the meantime, exceptions have been made for a number of professional groups. From mid-August onwards, relaxed quarantine rules are to be introduced for all vaccinated persons. The 7-day incidence in the country is currently 377. It was on July 23rd and is falling. It's eager to see whether the surprising trend will continue despite the far-reaching easing in the last weeks. The vaccination against the coronavirus protects against severe causes. However, vaccinated people infected with the Delta variant can be as contagious as unvaccinated people. Research by the British health authority Public Health England suggests that people who become infected with the Delta variant are very contagious. Whether or not they are vaccinated should not have any influence on this. The Guardian reports that, and in an official statement from the PHE, it said that initial results showed that the viral load in vaccinated people who tested positive due to a breakthrough vaccination was just as high as in unvaccinated Delta-infected people. The notification does not reveal which data the PHE refers to. Since the data are very early, further targeted studies are also required to confirm this assumption. Data from the US Epidemic Protection Agency from last week, they already indicated that vaccinated people can transmit the Delta virus just as much as unvaccinated people. Thus, caution is still advised for vaccinated people, especially when they meet unvaccinated people. However, it is still certain that the vaccines provide very reliable protection against severe causes and hospital stays. The vaccination breakthroughs in the Delta variant are mainly due to the fact that it has the property of being able to better elude the antibodies that have formed after the vaccination. The German Robert Koch Institute had so far found 7,500 breakthroughs in 42 million people who were fully vaccinated. According to this, illnesses despite vaccination occurred in around 0.02% of those who were fully vaccinated. According to the Robert Koch Institute, around 54% of the German population are now fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. And there is an issue with some people who are not against vaccination. It's just the lazy vaccination. I don't know what else I should call that. But I hope they get on their feet and get their asses up and go and get vaccinated. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.